Welcome to this Blipblox overview video. I'm Troy, the creator of the Blipblox. In this video, I'll show you the basics of designing sounds with this unique new music product. The Blipblox was made to have fun without fully understanding how it all works. You can just turn it on and start playing with the buttons and knobs to see what sort of fun sounds you can get out of it. Now, let's explore how the Blipblox is making these sounds by learning the signal flow. The Blipblox has four main signal blocks, including the sequencer, the oscillator, the filter, and the amplifier. The signals in the Blipblox generally flow from left to right. The color-coded lines show the signal flow. Green is for music notes, orange is for audio, and blue is for control signals. Starting from the left, there is the sequencer select button. Each time you press it, the Blipblox will randomly select a new melody. The Blipblox has hundreds of melodies built in, so you can keep pressing it until you find a jam you like. Each time you press the sequencer select button, it also turns the drum machine on or off. The notes from the sequencer flow into the tempo lever. Move this lever up and down to control the speed of the melody. Notes from the tempo lever flow into the oscillator button. The oscillator converts these notes into sound using the two oscillation modulation control inputs. We will talk more about these control signals later. Pressing the oscillator button cycles through the 8 different oscillator modulation schemes. The 8 different oscillator schemes create common synthesizer modulations such as pulse width, detune, sync, frequency modulation, and others. From the oscillator, the audio signal flows into the filter lever. The filter smooths out the sound. The filter also has a single modulation control input. From the filter, the sound flows into the volume knob, then out to the speaker. There is also an amplifier release knob. This controls how long the note stays on before it fades out. Now, let's talk about these modulation control signals. The Blipblox has 3 different modulation sources and 3 different modulation destinations, forming a 3x3 modulation matrix. The sources include LFO1, LFO2, and the modulation envelope. These two knobs control the LFO 1 and 2 speed. The center knob controls the attack of the modulation envelope. Let's start by listening to the modulation source's effect on the oscillator. To help us demonstrate, we'll put the Blipblox in the special parameter LED mode so we can see the modulations visually. As you press the oscillator modulation select button, the Blipblox cycles through one of the 4 modulation input options. The first option is no modulator. The knob only controls the amount of modulation. Press it again, and you get the modulation envelope controlling this. Press it again, and you get LFO1 controlling it. Press it again, and you get LFO2. Press it again, and it goes back to knob-only control. Any of these 3 modulation sources can go to any of the 3 modulation destinations, which include oscillator modulation 1, oscillation modulation 2, and filter modulation. For example, we can put LFO1 into all 3 modulation destinations. Or let's try putting LFO1 into oscillator modulation 1, LFO2 into oscillation modulation 2, and the modulation envelope into the filter. Here you can really start to hear all the different types of sound you can make out of the Blipblox. It's a very wide range of sounds, and it should keep you enjoying finding new sounds for a long time. There are many other exciting features on the Blipblox. Please check out our other demonstration videos as they become available.